they are gathered together in thy name, do most humbly beseech thee to send down thy heavenly wisdom from above, to direct and guide us on all our deliberations, and laying aside all private interests, prejudices, and partial affections. The results of all our counsels may be to the glory of thy blessed name.
Mr. Speaker, it's past 10. I therefore move that I therefore move SO 502 so that the presence of the House is commenced.
The Unity Broadcasting, as within the House of Parliament now, we get focus on approval now today. We focus some appointees approval.
I so second.
Thank you too. You have a motion on the floor. All in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. You ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to move that we amend the other paper. Roman equal 4 of the other paper be read. Motion of the Committee on Appointment and the Public Service. Proposer Honorable Bashir Siliki. Seconder Honorable Sir Emma Fulani. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to that motion?
I so second.
Who is the seconder?
Honorable Banya, please.
All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
I repeat, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Motion moved by the acting leader of government business has been carried. Record of votes and proceedings for Thursday, 12th October 2023.
We shall now consider the record of votes and proceedings. Thursday, the 12th of October, 2023. In doing so, we shall skip pages 1 through to 4 and start our consideration from page 5. Any amendments? Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. And finally, page 8. Thank you. Can someone please move?
I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Who is the mover?
I so move, Honorable Father.
Any seconder?
I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. All in favor of the motion say aye. I repeat. Those in favor of the motion say aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Record of votes and proceedings for Thursday, 12th October 2023 has been adopted. Announcement by Mr. Speaker.
Let me start by way of conveying the congratulations of the entire House, including myself, of course, to the two parties represented in Parliament for the successful dialogue that they have held at the Bintumani Conference Center over the last several days. As some of you may have seen, the communique from that dialogue has been published on the social media. Very early this morning, I had the opportunity of reading it. And it's precisely for what I have read and believe it was quite in place, in furtherance of our democracy in this country. And I now take the opportunity to congratulate both sides that took part in that dialogue. All of us will do so more enthusiastically when we would have been joined by our colleagues who have been long in coming. I'd actually hoped that they would have come this morning to be part of the proceedings. I notice, unfortunately, they are not yet here. Maybe they will come in the course of the proceedings, in which case we shall all welcome them and ensure that the needful is done, namely the swearing in of the new members, which legally, effectively, will make them members of Parliament. The good thing is that we move from their coming being a forlorn hope to one of great expectation. And let me underline one fundamental principle. Our Constitution of 1991, as everybody would appreciate in this house, is predicated on the existence and maintenance of a multi-party democracy. Multi-party democracy. What that means is that the 1991 Constitution eschews, condemns, considers totally unacceptable a one-party system of governance for this country. Which means at all times, the composition of this House should be democratic, with at least two parties represented in it. And this is why I've been urging the members of the opposition to see reason and to see the need for them to come and represent their electorate who voted them to Parliament and perform their constitutional responsibilities accordingly. I want to say in advance, I extend a very warm hand of felicitation filled with the utmost expectation that before we ride, we might enjoy the company of our colleagues to my right, to my left. I don't know whether the acting leader of the opposition has anything to tell us. Are you as optimistic as you just nodded? Does your optimism extend to expecting them to arrive today or another day? Very soon. How soon is soon? Very well then. I know that my humble self and all of you are so very expectant this morning, and we shall remain so until the conclusion of our proceedings today, that we'll have the honor and the rare privilege of welcoming to the chamber our colleagues from the opposition. With that, we may proceed with the rest of the business.
Motion of the Committee on Appointment and the Public Service. Proposer Honorable Bashir Siddiqui, seconder Honorable Sir Emerson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, its report of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service on Parliamentary Vetting of Presidential Nominations. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service, in tandem with its constitutional obligations, met on Tuesday, 17th October 2023, and interviewed 6 presidential nominees for the following positions. 1. The Director General, National Mineral Agency, NME, the Executive Director, Sierra Leone Investment Board, 1 Ambassador, Sierra Leone Embassy, Qatar, the Chairman, Teaching Service Commission, TSC, the Chairman, Nuclear Safety and Radiation Board, and the Deputy Commissioner, National Youth Commission. Procedure. The committee maintains as usual its strict consistency and established procedures, and interviewed the aforesaid nominees on issues pertaining to their educational background, to ensure that they have the relevant education and necessary backup experiences to lead such important offices of state. Probing questions covered wide-ranging issues relating to track records, pertinent to their cleared assets, tax obligations, and vision for sustainable and productive tenure. Issues of responsibility or otherwise were also strictly looked into by the committee. The 10th sitting of the committee on Tuesday, 17th October 2023. The committee interviewed the following nominees on oath. Mr. Haji Damo. Mr. Haji Damo is the proposed Director General, National Mineral Agency, NME. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Mr. Haji Damo is a professional engineer of no mean standing, with a plethora of engineering services, both at private and public levels. Before stepping into government mining services, he spent the greater part of his youthful mining knowledge at the country's renowned sierraleone Mining Company Limited, where he served in various capacities. 2010 to 2014, he was the Technical Services Production Coordinator responsible for monitoring technical services encompassing geology mines, planning and development, metallurgy and laboratory quality, test and control. 2006 to 2008, he was the Community Affairs Manager, responsible for the mines and community relations, corporate social relations, during which he superintended both the bauxite and rutile mining concessions under the Titanium Resources Group, TRG, for mining communities in Bo, Moyaba, and Mont districts. He performed exemplarily to this credit and the companies in question. He also served as a professional mining consultant for years prior to his assumption of duty in June 2019 as chairman, board of directors of the National Minerals Agency, NME, where he is now returning as Director General. At government level and as chairman of NME, the nominee developed ambitious policy operational documents that are helping both the agency and the ministry to monitor the mining sector and sustain economic growth. Mr. Dabo holds a Master of Engineering degree 1980 to 1982 from the University of Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Responding to the committee on what he would be bringing different to the NME, he said, the board already had a working document which he intends to share with the new chairman and express optimism that with teamwork, he will achieve the desired vision as a government mining sector. 2. Mr. Dr. Edward Hinga Sandi, proposed executive director, National Investment Board. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Dr. Sandi is an engineer with profound knowledge in environmental sciences, geochemistry, and health-related issues. He is a renowned research scientist with over 16 publications to his credit. Prior to his appointment, he was until recently the Minister of Trade and Industry, 2019 to 2023, after serving as Deputy Minister of Water Resources, 2018 to 2019. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the committee reaffirms all earlier recommendations accorded this nominee during the 5th Parliament. In his response to the committee, Dr. Sandi said, during his tenure as Minister of Trade and Industry, many reforms took place that even culminated to the formation of the National Investment Board. He said the board would now, according to the NIB Act, create conducive business climate to attract positive growth and encourage more investors to create jobs in this country. He concluded on a firm note that once the NIB becomes fully operational, state agencies that had been leading businesses and investment drive would now subsume under the rules of the National Investment Board. Mr. Ahmed Jan Fatruddin, proposed Sierra Leone Ambassador, Qatar. Mr. Fatruddin is a well-established businessman. Mr. Fatruddin is a well-established business expert with proven track records as CEO and owner of International Business Supply Group LLC and other related businesses in and out of Sierra Leone. He also doubles as a seasoned professional in the transport, aviation, logistics, and construction sectors. His invaluable first-hand experience in operating across Africa and the Middle East has equipped him with a deep understanding to mitigate challenges of entrepreneurial investment risk. He holds a master's degree in economics from the Portsmouth University in the UK and has been very instrumental in encouraging investors from the Middle East that have special investment interest in Sierra Leone. Responding to the Committee on the Investment Opportunity, the Republic of Sierra Leone stands to gain through the diplomatic ties with Qatar. Mr. Fatruddin remarked that Qatar is one of the wealthiest countries in terms of per capita and standards of living. The Qatar investment is also one of the largest in the world. As ambassador, I will use the opportunity to bring investors to Sierra Leone on a large scale from priority sectors such as agriculture, mining and tourism, on either short, medium, or long-term scale to accelerate economic growth. The committee concluded that he will use his experience as a seasoned businessman in Qatar and the entire Arab region to ensure that the investments are guaranteed to create more jobs in Sierra Leone. Mr. Emerson Kamal. Proposed Deputy Commissioner, National Youth Commission. Mr. Emerson Kamal is a youth activist and has an in-depth knowledge of formulating, coordinating, and managing sustainable youth programs. He served as Deputy Commissioner of the National Youth Commission from 2018 and provided visionary leadership for effective decision-making towards the growth of the youth in this country. He studied at the Military College of Education then and gained several certificates to his credit. Mr. Kamara promised to work with his boss to execute the multi-youth programs already on track, especially the topical Youth Against Drugs Abuse campaign. Mr. Lassana Kaifala, proposed chairman, Sierra Leone Teaching Service Commission, SLTSC. Mr. Kaifala is a renowned professional economist with systematic track records of successful achievements in key educational programs nationwide.
Are you adding something to your report?
I think we have the same report. Are we?
I did not read economist.
Or education. Mr. Kaifala is a renowned professional educationalist with systematic track records of successful achievements in key educational programs nationwide. You know, I've been reading about economics. That's why. He's passionate about our educational system through his interventions in many spheres, especially the free quality education, the free quality school education programs, which he has championed with great success. From 2018 to 2022, he served as Director of Service Delivery at the free quality school education programs, where he was the focal person at State House for the implementation. His acquaintances with school authorities and community stakeholders across the country have impacted positively in prioritizing school programs and solutions. The nominee has a Bachelor of Art degree from the University of Sierra Leone and a postgraduate certificate in educational management from the UK. Responding to the committee, the nominee said his wealth of experience in the school system will help him to improve the quality recruitment procedures of teachers and advise the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary School Education, MBSSE, on the over-bloated registration figures of candidates usually sent by school administrators to the West Africa Examination Council for the senior school examination. He was advised by the committee to pay close attention to the science teachers, recruitment procedures, and distribution to help the private schools countrywide. Dr. Gondi Kebao. Dr. Gondi Kebao is the chairman of Nuclear Safety and Radiation Protection Board. Dr. Gondi Kebao is a renowned environmental organic chemist with proven expertise and experience within government bodies and research institutions globally. He started his early education pursuit at the University of Sierra Leone with a Bachelor of Science degree, honors in chemistry. He later attained all his postgraduate education credentials and awards in the United Kingdom, UK. As a research scientist, he has led many critical research activities in and out of Sierra Leone. He His wealth of experience has gained rapt attention from the Association of Research Fellows of the University of Toronto, Canada, and others like the Lancaster University, UK. At the national level, Dr. Gebau served as the Executive Chairman of the Environment Protection Agency from 2021 with clear and outstanding performance. Responding to the committee, the learned doctor promised to use his experience to build on the foundation already laid and link up with similar organizations in relation to responding to the global treaty and agreement on nuclear radiation and safeguard measures. Excerpt of the 9th sitting of the 7th report on Monday, 10th October 2023. Mr. Abu Bakar Karim, proposed ambassador, Sierra Leone People's Republic of China. Mr. Abu Bakar Karim is a public health professional and policy advisor with extensive knowledge in leadership and governance, and change investment strategies. Prior to his nomination, he served as Minister of Agriculture, where he formulated agricultural development policy and advised the government on issues related to administration and management of the agricultural sector. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the committee still reaffirms those desirable attributes of this nominee as we are approved during the 5th Parliament. Responding to the committee on how he would strengthen bilateral relationship, especially on the agro-tourism sector, affordable housing scheme growth, medical and roads infrastructure, the one-time ambassador at large and advisor to the president mentioned, among going to China as an agent or advisor to as an agent or businessman to look for interested development partners to serve the needs of Sierra Leone. This is not strange, as prior to this appointment, I had a very good relationship with varying development experts in diverse fields, especially agriculture, to which I owe so much passion and practice as a master farmer. He was encouraged by the committee to build on the good legacy of his predecessor and to further skew his development relationship to the People's Republic of Japan under the accreditation in a bid to tap the economic potentials Japan has for developing economies. Mr. Harold Bundu Safari, proposed ambassador, Sierra Leone Embassy, Ethiopia, African Union. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Mr. Al-Safai is a seasoned and reputable diplomat who thrives on new challenges with skills and emotional intelligence, especially in navigating and negotiating complex issues. He has the flexibility to ensuring respect and taking on board the nuances of ethics and the sensitivity attached to the multilateralism and geopolitics in international organizations. From 2018 to 2023, he served as Deputy Head of Mission Sierra Leone Embassy to the Kingdom of Belgium and the European Union. Prominent among his responsibilities included deputizing the head of mission in his absence, and coordinating the ASRA issues in the accredited countries, which Kingdom of Belgium, Kingdom of Netherlands, France, and others. On his assignment to Ethiopia, African Union, the experienced diplomat said it was a Herculean task of not only dealing with their accredited countries, but to constantly represent Sierra Leone on major African Union decisions making at Addis Ababa, especially when the African Union members are now faced with sub-regional democratic threats and major assignments of peace building under the United Nations platform. He will be accredited to Botswana, Mauritania, Namibia, Zambia, South Africa, and Ethiopia. He promised to measure up to the expectations of the government in building strong diplomatic ties all spheres. Recommendations. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the committee adjourned the following presidential nominees to be adequately qualified for their proposed appointments and are therefore recommended to the House for approval. 1. Mr. Haji Dabo, proposed Director General, National Mineral Agency, NMA. 2. Dr. Edward Hinga Sandi, proposed Executive Director, National Investment Board, NIB. Mr. Ahmed Tijan Fadluddin, proposed Ambassador Sierra Leone Embassy, Qatar. Mr. Emas Kamara, proposed Deputy Commissioner, National Youth Commission. Mr. Lansana Wi Kaifala, proposed Chairman, Sierra Leone Teaching Service Commission. Dr. Bondi Geval, Chairman, Nuclear Safety and Radiation Protection Board. Mr. Abubakar Karim, proposed Ambassador, Sierra Leone Embassy, People's Republic of China. Mr. Harold Bundu Safa, proposed Ambassador, Sierra Leone Embassy, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, African Union. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the 8 reports reflect the unanimous view of the committee. I therefore move that the 8 reports of the first session of the Committee on Appointments and Public Service be adopted by this House, and that the recommendations contained therein be approved. Signed, Honorable Bashir Siddiqui, representing the people of Kudu.
Deputy Leader of Government Business. Before I ask for a seconder to your motion, I have a question that you must answer. Among the nominees you have named, who are before the House for approval, there are 3 ambassadors designate. I would like to know from you whether you have received, on behalf of this House, the agreement from the receiving countries concerned for the 3 respective ambassadors we have named in your report.
Mr. Speaker, we interviewed the 2 ambassadors, the man going to China and Addis. On Monday the 10th, and they were not presented because we did not receive the agreement, and we also interviewed the other nominees a few days ago. But we've been assured by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We've been assured by the committee has been assured by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs through the Minister and the Director General that the agreement will be available soonest. But we have advised, going forward as a committee, we have advised the executive that when once nominees are presented to this House, especially nominees going to embassy, they should be accompanied with their agreement. We have advised the executive on that side.
In light of what has happened, I think I'm going to make a ruling on this matter. And I will predicate the ruling with a little background for the edification of all the members of Parliament. I, sitting here as your speaker today, was not your speaker yesterday, nor will I be tomorrow. But for the moment, I am the Speaker of this House. And for the sake of posterity, when I would have left this chair, I would not like future generations to come and say, with all the wealth of experience and education Dr. Abbas Bundu had, why did they proceed the way that they did under his watch as Speaker? Before the interview of these nominees for the diplomatic appointments, I inquired from the leader of government business whether he had received the agreement of the nominees concerned. And he said no, he had not. And I advised that they should not be interviewed until the agreement were received. He pleaded with me that they were just going to be interviewed, but they would not be presented to the House for approval until the agreement arrived. The moment the interview was done, pressure started piling up from different quarters, asking for approval to be carried out by the House. Now, with modesty, let me tell you my background, honorable members. I have 3 degrees in law, 2 of them with specializations. An LLB with honors from the National University of Australia, where I graduated in 1969. After that, I went on to Cambridge, where I acquired my LLM honors and my PhD in international law and constitutional law. And I've practiced law since my call over 50 years now. So I wouldn't want youngsters to come tomorrow after I would have left this chair and they ask questions under the watch of Dr. Abbas Bundu, see what was done wrongly. I'll not be around to defend myself, but let it be on record. You will not be around either. And the kind of enthusiasm that I see in you, you'll be elsewhere. But in all seriousness, let me make this clear. From now on, and this is a ruling, and it should be reported to the clerk for all time, let it be on the record. From now on, no nominee will be interviewed by the Appointments Committee for a diplomatic appointment abroad. unless, in addition to all the little conditions that you people normally require them to bring, the following two ingredients are tendered. First, the letter of appointment by His Excellency the President. Second, the agreement from the receiving country to which the diplomat will be proceeding as ambassador. Those two documents must be presented to Parliament before the commencement of the interview of the candidate for approval. It is trite international best practice for those requirements to be met before any approval procedure is entertained in this House. I have come under tremendous pressure from different quarters that will go nameless to allow this to be an exception. And it will be the utmost exception that I'm making in this particular instance. And never again will I sit here and approve anyone for appointment to a diplomatic post without the agreement being tendered to this House. We must learn to act and obey and conduct our activities according to law. We are a country that believes in the rule of law. We believe in procedures. You may call me old edition if you like. But thank God old editions are around. In fact, I feel gratified today that I see among the nominees some people who are also in the departure of their profession, in the departure lounges of their professions. Experience is something you do not buy. You gain it through practice. And you youngsters, don't ever think you can do well without the older ones and the experience. You need us. You need us at all times to be around, to guide you from your own follies and mistakes. So I hope you are paying attention. To you particularly. And I repeat, no more interviews of diplomatic appointments unless two things are tendered to Parliament. First, the letter of appointment from the presidency. Second, the agreement. Before the procedures of Parliament for approval are commenced. Let that be a ruling of this House going forward. That said, I will now ask for a second. Who is the second?
I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, the question is that the 8th report of the first session of the 6th Parliament of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service be adopted by the House and that the recommendations contained therein be approved. I'll give the floor to the seconder in the first instance.
Olu.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members,
in concurrence with Section 61 of Act number 6 of the 1991 Constitution, with your leave, Mr. Speaker, I read, subject to the provision of this Constitution and of any Act of Parliament, the President may constitute offices for Sierra Leone, make appointments to any such office, and terminate any such appointment. In concurrence with this particular section, Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President has just done justice to some fine Sierra Leoneans who are here today before this honorable House. Mr. Speaker, among the 7 or 8 million or so who've been picked to come and serve Sierra Leoneans, what a blessing. What a luck. Mr. Speaker, in the next 5 years or so, we the politicians, we expect you to be active, to be agile, to be efficient, to be effective, and of good attendance record in the next 5 years. At the expiration of that 5 years, we the politicians, we don't take the front row of campaigning, front row of marketing our new manifesto so that we can keep the APC in perpetual opposition. Mr. Speaker, what do we expect from these nominees? Number one, find out the things that have been going on right in those institutions that you are going to. Find out also the things that have not been going on right in those institutions. It will help you from a PTT, the performance tracking table of your very staff, your very members of staff. What has been going on well here? What have not been going on well here? You can be guided through that. I cannot comment much, Mr. Speaker. Before the war, I was not much experienced, but during war period, in my young teenage to now, I can give a short flashback of presidents that came and gone, of their legacies. President Joseph Saidu Momo can be appreciated for his legacy of rebating multi-partyism in this country. The 1991 Constitution actually gave birth to multi-party. That he has to his credit as his legacy for bringing multi-party in this country in this same way. In 1991, this Constitution was born. President Ahmed Tijan Kaba came, has to his credit for bringing peace, unity, strengthening democratic institutions. He did a lot. Today, the Youth Commission, Electoral Commission strengthening, the police headquarters that you see, the army, MOD that you see, transformation of NAXA, of NRA, of EPA, etc., etc. He did a lot in strengthening governance. And pundits will say he has been one of the most cohesive presidents this country has produced. Mr. Speaker, looking at the profile of President EBK, added by Kurma, yes, he can be credited for some fine infrastructural developments during his almost 11-year era. Bad news to relieve a vice president. That is the work of Parliament and not him. That's the bad news. We can be credited for infrastructural development. Most of the city roads today, yes, it can be. The only bad news is that he relieved his vice president, the work of Parliament, not his work. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, President Julius Maada can be credited for him to challenge a phenomenal assignment, free quality education. Can you imagine? Sierra Leone had about 37% literate from the record just at 10%. Today he has increased it. He can be credited to have challenged amidst a hiccuping economy. He said, I will donate 22% of our GDP towards education. That's a legacy. No one can take it from President Julius Maada. In his second term, he's challenging, feed the people. That is the current agenda. Feed the people. Feed the people. How can you presume? How can you achieve a second inning flagship? Feed Sierra Leone. Feed Sierra Leone. That's the legacy we, in our second inning, want to build. Feed Sierra Leone. You're all here. How can you, in one way or the other, contribute to feed Sierra Leone? Mr. Speaker, we have 5 nominees today from various peers. They are going to end. Let me start. I don't want to long this debate. Let me start with Mr. Adidabo, a long-term engineer that has served conglomerates, served government with a barrage of experience. Yesterday, he was at the back to preside over enemy. Today, he's in the driving seat. Can you imagine? Today, you are on the driving seat. The day-to-day operation of enemy. That's the driving seat. He will be serving as the Director General of NMA at Idabo. For the records, I've served as 1 term and then second term parliamentary oversight chairperson for that particular sector. I inherited top 7 large-scale mining companies. When we came here in 2018 for my record, I inherited top 7 large-scale mining companies with licenses. Before the expiration of that particular first term, we now have 22 large-scale mining companies. In fact, present 24 large-scale mining companies. That is the free access and the political will President Maada normally does at cabinet level for us to woo investors. That's the record of our meeting. 24 large-scale mining companies. And I can imagine the economy they do pay. Annually alone, $500,000 plus, just a license, just one license. They are adding to our economy. What will you add at the end of your term as the DG of NMA? Today we have 24. By the time you leave, will you reduce large-scale miners, investors, or you will have? That is our assignment. People of Botswana will say in their hearts, the Mining Act of Botswana, it has in its prelude that the land is our heritage. You take our land, you take our heart. You take our heart, you take everything away from us. You will not joke. The people of Botswana, they are mining, the minerals is benefiting them a lot because they will not joke that you take their heart, you take everything away from them. That's Botswana. Botswana, I'm not a student of geology, but geology students will tell you that if you extract a single diamond, it will take 3 million years for us to see another diamond going from that particular sector. Can you imagine? Extract a big diamond, geologists, they will tell you that it will take 3 million years for us to sell a big diamond. The minerals we have are not renewable in our era. And therefore, help NMA, help the government of Sierra Leone to do the best with our minerals. We want to see minerals benefication, benefiting the people. One of the cries I'm still hearing is the payment of DSCDF. The people in the provinces are not happy. And it is your responsibility to regulate the miners, the mining companies, the artisanals. Get the money on the basket, give them back. Many paramount chiefs are now crying because their projects are now stopped. Upon taking this particular office, facilitates the payment of the DSCDF. You don't want it. In the new act, it has now been converted to mining district development money. But we still have backlog. At least 10 billion is their laying. They need it and how to use it for the conclusion of their various projects. If you do that for the paramount chiefs of the various chiefdoms in the next 3 months or so, I'm telling you, they will sing hallelujah for you. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, on my list here, I still have Dr. Hinga Sandi. Dr. Hinga Sandi, like Dr. Ajidabo. Yesterday, they were on the upper seat. Today, they are on the driver's seat. You'll be serving NIB board as the executive secretary. You'll not be more engaged with the day-to-day. I'm telling you, all of these sectors, they have connection with President Mahaladio's Big Five. President Mahaladio's Big Five agenda hinges on all of your sectors when I watch at you critically, which means you have a role to play for us to succeed. A role to play, NIB, National Investment Board. Of those small board, when the President, His Excellency, serves as the chair, this is to give investors confidence. Come, the President himself is the chair. Yes, he can do business with us, Asia, Europe. They have annual festivities when they call all of the investors. Come to this conference, invest, show your mind, show your strength. This is what we want to see in the NIB. By the time the 5 years expires, the NIB will provoke our youth. President Mahaladio's has promised the nation that every year he will give 100,000 jobs. How can NIB help? Government alone cannot give all of the jobs. But the private sector, America is strong today because the private sector in America, it works. UK is strong today, the private sector in the UK, it works. You can do the same. National Investment Board, you have to befriend the private sector. Bring them on board. Want to see the energetic youth of this nation who are so vulnerable in the hands of Mr. Kush today. Bring investors. When those investors, when they come to invest on the economy, definitely they will be active. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let's look at Mr. Faududin Ahmed. He will be going to Qatar as an ambassador. Who is an ambassador, by the way? An ambassador is a fine gentleman who serves as the face of the nation, protecting the national interest of that particular nation, where it's coming from. Selling the nation, the good news, the good things that we have, sell it to the people of Qatar. Qatar is on record to have got the finest engineers for oil and gas. The last time I checked, for my mineral Bafan, we still have oil and gas. Suleiman Pujon District, Cambia, and Godrich. Yes, from the exploration report that you got, oil and gas can be seen from those areas being called. What will we do, Mr. Faududin, to bring the best engineers from Qatar? Who them to come and do exploration? I'm telling you, the dollarization you see continuously dwarfing our leos. It is because of the mineralization. We have not exploited it much. The moment we get the best engineers from Qatar, come and do exploration, the moment you begin to realize our oil and gas from Suleiman Pujon, from Cambia, from Godrich, I'm telling you, our GDP will be pumped up. Definitely. So you have a lot to woo the people of Qatar to come to Sierra Leone. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Emerson, my namesake, Emerson Kamara Ayiya, the Youth Commission Act. Nigeria Youth Commission is so active. We are told that the Youth Commission from Nigeria, they fought hard. If you go to the General Assembly of Nigeria today, you have a bill called Not Too Young to Run. They made sure they motivated their youth and they push forward. Not too young to run. Not too young to run is to bring out the limitation, the checkpoint before youth, the whole responsible position. And in that same youth commission, the present youth commission we are told that if you at least an investor employs 50 youth, you should be given a certificate. I've not been seeing that much from our youth commission to motivate our investors. If you give 50 youth job, you should be offered a certificate to motivate others. It is there in the Youth Commission Act. But you have not experienced that much. Begin to do it so that others can be motivated to bring our youth on board. We have energy. If you want to see the Operation Fit so I don't succeed, it is the youth in the villages, in the rural area. They have the energy. The youth, industrialization, it is the youth. In the military, in the police, it is the youth. Go to the bank, it is the youth. We don't have to waste this energy in the hands of push. Use us, motivate us, give us the requisite education so that we can be active. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the ambassadors, Abubakar Karim has done lots, has done well, from agriculture, as an ambassador at large. I'm calling you ambassador, not a mistake. You've been an ambassador at large. Today, if this house approves of you, you become a full-fledged ambassador. And because you have served in the Ministry of Agriculture, today, if this house approves of you, you'll be going to China. Mr. Speaker, the last time I checked, China is still the biggest farmer in the world. China, India, Vietnam, they still top the list as far as agriculture. And when I sat in my quietitude, I'm convinced that the moment the people, the moment we begin to exploit.
Remember, are you surprised by that? China has more than 1.3 billion mouths to feed. So naturally, they will be the biggest farmer in the world. And India is second in that order. Carry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. That's all, Mr. Speaker. That tells you my research is very apt. China is the biggest farmer. And if you want to see Operation Feed Sierraleone work, in my quietness, I said, why can't you export? Why can't you bring in? Why can't you bring in, import the white farmers? The paramount chiefs of Sierra Leone are so generous. I think they are so generous to give up their land. And the Land Commission, the National Land Commission Act and the Customary Land Rights makes provision for them to be the chair of those lands. And with the land committee's blessing, they can buy shares, import the white farmers, give them all the land. I'm telling you, in the shortest time, we can achieve Operation Feed Sierra Leone. Because the land is there, green. Give the paramount chiefs the ability to buy shares, 10% or more. At the end of the day, if it is corn, if it is inland valley swamp, even if it is animal husbandry or agricultural extension, we can achieve. So, ambassadors, in Nairobi or in Qatar or in China, you have a role to play for us to achieve. President Manabio's succeeded when he made education as a flagship. He's on record, and no president has broken that record. And it is phenomenal to give free quality education to the kids. Today we have at least 2.7 million kids in school. Freely they attend. I'm a proud beneficiary. My sons attend a government school. That is audience, of course. My son attends the board school, that's a government school. Free quality education. I'm a proud beneficiary. Thank you very much, President Manabio, for giving my kids a free quality education. We succeeded, and we can succeed. We can also succeed with Operation Feed Sierra Leone. You have a role to play. Every one of you, Mr. Speaker, because Mr. Harold, by the time I was serving EU Parliament, he was so effective and efficient in his job. By the time he goes to Nairobi, Ethiopia, I beg your pardon, Ethiopia, definitely, and serving the EU, he will definitely bring results back home. Mr. Speaker, that's all we have to say about our fine nominees. Go and make us proud. Learn all the skills, all the technology, the beauty, the finance and the finesse of those countries. Bring the study again so that we can advance in technology, in education, in agriculture, etc., etc. I will say to you, you are blessed. Among 7 million or so, President Malabio said, come and be on the driving seat. And I am, Mr. Speaker, because I have no inkling of doubt that they will perform, they will make us proud. I want to learn MPs across the aisle. Are you here? MP Thompson? MPs across the aisle. So speedily approve of these fine nominees. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I thank the honorable member for his contribution to the debate. Who is the honorable with the hat?
Honorable Charles O. Abdullah from Mo. Sirabu Pechito.
The hat seems to disguise your figure.
I'm imitating Jonas Abimi today.
I'm not monofocal. I see every corner of this. So take your seat. I'll give you the floor for the unique manner in which you appeared today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This is part of me. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members. Today again, let me use the words of the former Chief Whip of the Opposition in the Fifth Parliament. We have before us nominees appointed by His Excellency. Of course, as usual, we maybe from the Fifth Parliament to now, it's hard time we reject or we have rejected nominees appointed by His Excellency. We know these nominees, after careful considerations, they have been nominated by His Excellency. Of course, some of them will cross paths. Some of them have served in the Fifth Parliament and first dispensation, like my brother, Dr. Inga Sunday, Dr. Karimu, former Minister of Agriculture, of course, Dr. Gibao, and I see my former boss, Mr. Haji Dabo, Commodore Goaji, in the days of Sri Lanka, before the civil conflict. If there's something missing here, I'm not saying anything beyond 2014. I would have loved to see that because I worked under you before the war, you know, as a metallurgical research lab assistant. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, of course, a lot has been said about these nominees. Those who have seen and worked with, those who have seen their experiences, those who have not worked with, but from their resume, we have no doubt in them. But please, ladies, gentlemen, I'm not saying any ladies, almost all the areas you are going are challenged, no matter how you look at it. You go to NMA, the communities, especially the community relation with the companies. That is one area Mr. Haji Dabo focus on. Some of us are coming from mining communities. We have these mining companies in our constituencies of communities. Most of the times we have issues emanating from this community relations, either compensation, either land reclamation, or a host of those things that relate between the company and the communities. So please don't lose sight of that. Of course, Mr. Dr. Ngevao, of course, you go ahead. That establishment, you know the challenge we have, this climate change and other radiation activities related to mining activities. Those are areas also. Of course, my former boss can testify We had a lot of problems with these chemicals coming from the mining operations. You know, there were times we have there are chemicals running into our waters. We have the activities, especially the separation of water, of course, you know, require a lot of chemicals ranging from flotation and the like, primers, and all these chemicals run into waters in those communities. So please, when you go to those institutions, look at some of those things that actually affect the communities. They look at the river, Sewa, Tay, how it is from Tayama upwards down to Mandu. You know, polluted. These are issues, actually, because if we want to serve our people, we should also look at their welfare. We do not have any doubt in your capacities, in your experience, but it's a matter of commitment to serving our people. So that's the focus of His Excellency. He came as a grassroots person to serve the people. I think he has succeeded in that, and will continue to succeed with all what my colleagues have said in relation to what the president stands for and what he intends to do and what he has done. I think you can make a very good team to support that idea. So we have no doubt in you. That's why I want to just admonish you to be committed to those smaller things that actually makes the whole. Without much ado, I want to wish you well and in advance to congratulate you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I thank the Honourable Member for his contribution to the debate. In deference to tradition, I will give the floor now to the Honourable Paramount from Falaba.
Mr. Speaker, colleagues, MPs, I am Honorable from the great Falaba district. My name? The full name? I am Honorable Paramount Chief Koko Sebu Terena Tongos Mela Bongoroba Famila Malaya. Better known as Honorable PC Tongos.
No, you are better known like that to your best friends.
Okay.
Otherwise, they should call you by your full name.
Justice of the Peace, Chairman Committee on Ethics and Privileges. Congratulations to His Excellency retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Malabio, father of democracy and champion of human capital development. First of his time, for his intelligence and on behalf of my colleagues, Honorable Paramount Chiefs, we say thanks to the President for the appointment or nominating intellectuals sitting in front of us. But mind you, please, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Member of Parliament, I'm afraid, since the appointment of my brother as Deputy Minister of Mines, and my brother also from Koyandugu district, the Minister of Political Affairs, and my sister Mati Tarawali as Minister of State to the Vice President. Since then, the appointments continue. Directors, ambassadors, ever since, we never congratulate people from Farmer District. So this is my concern, seriously. And I'm representing 13 chiefdoms in Farmer District. So I'm here to represent my people. Not only to congratulate people from elsewhere, but I want to congratulate people from Farmer District. So therefore, I am pleading to this honorable house. I want to recommend 5 people from Farmer District. I want to recommend 5 people from Farmer District to appoint them as ambassadors, directors, and chairmen.
Order. Honorable Paramount Chief,
Mr. Speaker,
I think it is proper that I take note of the concern you expressed. I know you speak not just for yourself as a person, but you also speak on behalf of the people of Alaba District. When you echo the sentiments that you've just done. But this House is not constitutionally responsible for the appointment of ambassadors or other executive appointments. I would rather you find a way of communicating quietly with the head of the executive, with the head of state, to make your concerns known to him, rather than doing so in the well of this House. Thank you.
noted. I'm not to continue.
Continue.
Okay. Also, as a Nima to this well of Parliament, I'm here to learn from you. Mr. Speaker, honorable member of Parliament, I am concerned. Ever since in the history of our district, we have never experienced international scholarship. International scholarship to study, for further study. When you go over the list, you will not see Masare, you will not see Kamara, you will not see Mara, right? So, with me here, Mr. Speaker, honorable member of Parliament, I am pleading on behalf of my district. Fortunately, 4 names are with me. For further studies,
submit those names to my chamber. Submit the names to my chamber.
Thank you. It is different from the appointment.
I know.
They have scholarship to India.
I know.
And they are honorable people. So I want this honorable house and the nominees to help them to hear this to India. And they will
order. Honorable Douglas, Honorable Thomas,
Mr. Speaker,
I'm trying to guide you
that's why I said I'm a human.
with a view to getting the required success that you seek.
Who is responsible?
Let us put no, hold on. Honorable Thomas, the SOs require you to confine yourself to the subject that is on the floor of the House. What we are discussing presently is the issue of approving the nominees of His Excellency the President for the various positions that the nominees represent here, for which they have been interviewed. That list you have, keep it and bring it to me in my chamber after adjournment. But focus your attention on the subject matter before us today, which is the approval of this presidential nominee. Okay? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members of Parliament, I thank the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Malabio, as I earlier said, father of democracy and champion of human capital development. I thank him for the most intelligent nominees sitting in front of the entire MPs in the Hall of Parliament. Thank you very much. God bless. But mind you, I'm here to represent my people.
Well noted, Honorable Parliamentary. Well noted. And please see me after we adjourn. Your numbers are multiplying every time. Let me hear the voice of a lady for once. The mama of the house, or former mama of the house.
I'm always mama.
Well, I thought you wanted that function over to
International mama.
okay, now you've gone international.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to join the others to say thanks to His Excellency, our visionary President, for nominating this fine gentleman. Although there is
Hold on, I will take only two more and then wind up the debate.
although there is a missing link somehow, because there is no lady, but I know, and I hope the next batch there will be more women than the men now, because we have to pay the backlog. We hope and pray to happen. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me go to the ambassadors. We have had a lot, and they have even defined what is ambassadorial or who is an ambassador. And we've known, and we have learned today for some of us. And I want to say, you are going there to represent the people of this country. You are going there and they are going to use the taxpayers' money. You are not going there as SLPP, APC, or whatever. You are going there as green, white, and blue to go and fly the flag. Go there and advocate for the people of this country. We have been hearing internationally, people are scared to come here because there are some people, notorious people out there destroying the image of this country. That if you go there, terrorists, they are this, they are that, but don't mind them. You go and prove wrong, go and prove them wrong to the people. You are our eye. Go and tell the people, we want more investors. Sierra Leone is rich in everything. 6 years, 6 months rain, 6 months water, we have mineral, we have everything in abundance. You have to go and tell the people that, please go. Go and see what Sierra Leoneans are there for. And you make sure you talk for the interest of the people, because we have our people out there. Like those people who go there under smuggle or I don't know, find greener pastures. Go there and advocate for them. If there are no jobs, make sure if you are able to relocate them to where they come from, go and convince them. Say, look, go, Sierra Leone is now good. Go there. Let them come back. Or if you have way to make sure that they are placed, do that for the interest of their people whom they have left here. And I will go to the directors. Go and direct. Go and direct. We expect much from you. And I have no doubt, because everybody who is listed there, they are the right people in the right place. I have no doubt. Let me zoom in 2 people. Like Haji Dabo. I've known him for the past years. And he was a household name in Rutai. And we are placed, and when we talk about Rutai, we talk about mines. And that institution was a private, is a private. But now you are going there as Sierra Leone, and you've known all the nitty-gritties of mining. And you are going there as a director. Please go and direct. Like there are some other areas, like what we envisaged in Rutai, during the Rutai, your regime, although the Madakan guys and this other man, Mobakar, you know, during their days, Saunde, and you name them, you were together. But there was a little bit of incident. For the people, I don't know how, what was the plan and the agreement that you made. There was a skip from Moribata to Mobimbi. You can only enjoy life or facilities when you are a senior person. There are people in Mobimbi, they use their lands from the other areas, knowing that these people should benefit from what they are getting from the roadside. But that was not done. But now that you are there, you are representing Sierra Leone, please make sure anywhere, any company that comes here in mining, to do mining, you please make sure you do proper agreement and planning. They have to do their corporate social responsibilities, like the various areas, talking about roads, like the last time you heard about what our sister said about their roads. You make sure there are proper roads, schools, hospitals, and so many other things that they should benefit from. Because I want to state this SO2. In many, we have to do it properly so that PPP, proper planning, prevents problems. So tomorrow we'll not be crying here about roads, we'll not be crying about school fees, schools or hospitals. It is their responsibility. It is their land. Sometimes the agreement will go only to the paramount chief and the rest of mankind. This time we want everybody to benefit. And I'm happy because we've been placed there for the mining sector. And you know it all. You know the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I have no doubt. I'll watch. We'll go there, we'll make sure we are not only there as appointment committee, we have again the right to go and do oversight. You have said it. We have heard you. We'll make sure we follow you. We'll go to your ministry to see whether what you told us in the appointment committee, whether you are hearing. And also the members of parliament who are these mining sectors in their areas. We are not fortunate. I think it's just about 2%. But I hope we will make sure we do the expansion. Like my brother from the Sembel, there is Bagua, there is a little bit of mining there. And of course, Bompe and Kaboro, no, not Kaboro, Bumpe, they have this, what you call it, Zacom. And these are the things that these people who come here to come and invest, they destroy the waters, they destroy the land without no benefit. I want to know the agreement. Any mining process, any mining company now that comes here, if we want to pass that, we'll make sure we go through letter by letter, line by line, to see the agreement. So I'm happy that you are there. And also, I'll go down to the youth. The youth. The president has done it. Emerson, I'm happy for you. Because you are at the root at the party office, struggling for this party to come on board. And thank God, we have seen the light. You are going to represent the youth. You lead, others will follow. And we want you to give example, show us example as a youth. Don't be carried away. Now we'll be giving the opportunity. Don't say that you SO2, you have to direct them. Because sometimes, again, talking about this issue, we are the responsible people. We give them money, because if you don't give them money, they will not go and buy push. When they go there and say, you have all right to be calling them, talk to them, cajole them, cancel them. If you have any other places to go and put them, tell them you have to do something. Even you have your farm, you can talk to them and say, go work in a farm, SO2. You will do that and make money for them. I will always say this, the dice is cast. The choice is now yours. You have to prove it to the president that we youth can do it. So I have no doubt. And also, I want to talk about Honorable Sandy. I know the Moyamba people must be happy today. Dr. Sandy, I'm sorry. You are not honorable. I'm sorry, I will drop. Now, Moyamba people, we are all happy. Because now the indigenous of Kayamba has been recognized. And I know more are coming. There are other directors. That's why when people were crying, shouting, oh, they have removed us, they have removed our brothers, I know, and I have no doubt on HE, I know you will do it. I know there are many other directors that will come. You have to go and tell the people that, please, I have been given this opportunity. You go and do the lobbying. We'll continue to lobby. Our brothers are there waiting. I know they have to drop one person to take another person. So everybody has to enjoy. This is a national cake. Everybody needs to enjoy that national cake. You did very well during the election, the registration, and everything. So we have no doubt again. I know you know about this investment, where you are going. You know much about them. Because I think you started, you are part of them, this agency. And you have to make sure we want more investors. We have more investors in everything in Sierra Leone. And now that you are going as a chairperson, you have to convince, this time is just to convince our lobby. Because our name is not too, palatable in the faces of other people who believe that they should spoil this country. So please go and do justice. And I know the Moyamba people are happy. And if approved, I want to say thanks to His Excellency and congratulate you on your new job. And you make sure you do the needful. We work together as we've been working together in Moyamba. And to make sure you talk to the people and other aggrieved people, because there are so many aggrieved people. We have started to talk to them with my colleagues. We have to work together again with the other nominees, the other appointees who are from Moyamba. So I know that you will lead that cause. And I will. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, to the others, I want to wish you well. I know you will do it, and I have no doubt. You'll do justice. You'll be doing it. Of course, my brother, the ambassador, you are from agriculture. You go there to the Chinese people who want more machines. I know your capability or your capacity in lobbying. Go and talk to these Chinese people. There is land. We just want machines. Manpower is there. So please, go and advocate for us. Go to the north, rice farming, like if you want cashew, you go to the east, Kaizao and other areas. You go to the north, rice, body land. Even my speaker there has vast land, body land. We want investors so that we can bring more rice to feed the people, to feed Sierra Leone. Thank God you are going there, because now agriculture is one of the 5 pillars that we are fighting for, and you are going there. I know you advocate. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity, and I want to wish you well in your new endeavor if approved. And I want to tell my colleagues to help to advocate or to pass these young people, these fine gentlemen, so that they can go and take up office. I wish you all the best.
Mr. Speaker, the time is past 12. I move that SO5 to be suspended. I so second, Mr. Speaker. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. And those against, say nay. The ayes have it. I'll give the floor to the honorable member from Calabar. And if we follow by the honorable lady. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And that will bring to a close the debate, and we will now wind up the debate.
We have to Calabar.
What?
The eldest Falaba.
The
one that has 5 arrests. The youngest is just Falaba.
What shall I say here?
The eldest.
We are both members of the parliament.
Yes, sir. But one was earlier.
The younger in age, but senior in status.
Yes, sir.
That's the one I meant.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Hey, you remember that person?
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to draw the line of all those who have contributed to the motion of the committee on appointment. Mr. Speaker, I will be brief. I have a few nominees that I want to speak on and encourage all nominees to go to their offices and do what is expected of them. It's an opportunity that so many Sierraleoneans, qualified Sierraleoneans out there are waiting for. So if they have been given that opportunity, they have to ensure that they do due diligence in their discharge of their duties. Mr. Speaker, I want to zoom in for to the nominee for Teaching Service Commission. I know him most. I met him few months before the end of the last parliament, but we worked together. I know how hardworking he is. I know he falls in the category of the patriots. Those citizens who want to see the betterment of their country. He was the coordinator for basic quality education in the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Mr. Lansana. I see we here, but I want to say they made a mistake. That's supposed to be Wuni. They misspelled the names of all our people in the East and the South. But I will take it as it is, Mr. Wui. It's Wui, I see Wui.
Is it Wuri or Wui?
No, I'm just making some corrections that I think need to be done in his name, Mr. Speaker.
Give us the correction.
It's supposed to be Wuri, but now it is Wui. So I accept it as it is, Mr. Speaker.
You know what it reminds me of? When I went to Falaba, I ran into a town called Gindi.
That is where he's coming from, Bindi.
And that's where he's coming from.
Yes, he's coming from Bindi.
And I immediately reminded them that they misspelled the name. They should be in T.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I agree. So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Kefara, I know you are not a stranger in that area. You know from teachers. You know what it takes to be an approved teacher. You know what it takes to work in the rural areas. I've been advocating for this. How can we improve the conditions of service for teachers that are willing to work in rural areas? Because if we can do justice to those qualified teachers that are working in rural areas, we will be able to balance the equation between kids in the urban areas and those in the rural areas. But if I am working in Freetown here, I'm receiving a certain amount, and somebody is working in the rural area and is receiving the same amount, with the same qualification, maybe I will not be encouraged to move from the urban areas to rural areas. I'm expecting you to work on a model of how we can encourage trained and qualified teachers to go to rural communities so that the free quality education will reflect in the four corners of this country, with specific reference to Calabar District, Mr. Speaker. Teacher replacement, you know the challenges. And you know, sometimes that office is full of people who are yearning to be replaced, to be used as a replacement for retired teachers or those that have died. But the challenge there is how fairly this will be distributed across the board. We've been working with both the Teaching Service Commission and within the ministry, we are the conduit. So I have no doubt you will be able to shorten the gap that have existed in the past years. And I encourage you to pay key attention to what I have just highlighted. Let us encourage urban migration to rural areas. Those teachers that are working in rural areas deserve more enrollment to encourage qualified teachers to go to those areas. Mr. Speaker, I will swiftly move on to the nominee for the embassy to the Republic of China. Of course, the deputy leader to have just highlighted how China they have the highest farm facility in their country. We don't want to see ambassadors going to those offices with seats in their diplomatic ties, coat suits, going out, having diplomatic engagements. We want to see people who can sell the image of this country to other people, who can market this country. You know, we have citizens and even the media. Sometimes we think if we publish certain things, it will make our media house credible. But there are informations in the US. You can only see it when they want you to see it. So by marketing our country in those areas, with specific reference to China, Vietnam, and India, trust me, the feat salon will succeed. The president is just an individual. He's just an individual. But his ambition is something, if we support him, we will sail to the promised land. How can we support him? You are the pillars. You are the ministers, ambassadors. How can you support the president so he succeed? Because if he succeeds, then Sierra Leone succeed. And that is what I told one of my friends who is residing in Tombo. The last time they burned down the electricity poles here, I told them, I said, you are not good citizens. He was like, why? I said, because this is where the president is deciding he is having 24 hours electricity. Had it not been for concern and the social contract between you and the government, he would have not brought this here. But because he cared, and he has competent people managing the Ministry of Energy, you are having the poles there. They are to be planted. So then you've destroyed them. What makes you a good citizen? So he was somehow baffled. He couldn't go for any defense. So, Emerson Kamara, Mr. Emerson Kamara, I congratulate you once more for the nomination in that position. It's a well-deserved position. Mr. Speaker, if there are young people who have held positions, party positions in the party I belong, in the party that its ideology runs into my veins, it's running in my veins, Mr. Speaker, the SLPP, the only party that can point in the four corners of this country, health centers, schools, roads, without fear, favor, or region, is the SLPP. And it is on that mantra I campaigned in 2018 as a youth for the people of my constituency to vote me, which they did. I went to one of the communities in my constituency. There was a school there. The community people were like, SO2 go sit down. For one SLPP from this school there, where they were like 11 years, even teacher did not have for it. So I went so happy. I was expecting that result. I was expecting to emerge victorious, Mr. Speaker, on that election, because what the people used to tell me when I go to those communities. So Emerson Kamara is one of those people who have held party positions that have discharged, you have discharged that diligently, Mr. Speaker. It can be exhibited, yes.
Yes, he has done well, but you know you have to come back to it. When you praise the young for doing the right thing, they do it under the guidance and direction of the 60 plus. The two go together, the new edition and the old edition.
I can't agree more, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the SLPP is full of pains. If a child says we are having a particular soup tomorrow, the African proverb says he or she might have had it from the parents. So if Emerson has exhibited that talent, that energy, that must have come from the older version or the old edition you refer to, Mr. Speaker. I quite agree with you. So, Mr. Speaker, to you, Mr. Emerson Kamara, the Abasanjo Center, Youth Center in Newton, there was certain funds allocated to refurbish that center and equip it with modern technologies. I want you to pay keen attention to that. You are accessible, that is why I'm addressing you now. I can call you on the phone. You have vision, as I say, you work diligently for the party, and you discharge your duties as a deputy commissioner in that commission diligently. I want to see this exhibited moving forward. Continue doing what you've been doing, Mr. Emerson. I am so proud of you. Mr. Speaker, as I promised, I will be brief. NMA, all our waters are polluted. Nothing more, nothing less to say. You are driving to go, just see that river we used to bath and launder our clothes. No more fit for purpose. And we owe a duty to our people. And that duty is, if they voted us, we must see that we protect them where we can. And protecting them, one way to protect them is to ensure that that particular water is safe for their consumption. And it is no longer safe. How can we make it safe? It is within your remit now. But I am not talking about Tariba alone. Even the community I am coming from, the Falaba district, all our waters are polluted as a result of illicit mining. You see people coming, they bring some money, give you. There was a time somebody brought some young people to me and say they are doing some exploration there. I said, can I see your document? They have no document. And your officers in those districts are the agents. How can we fix this problem? When self or country comes first than self. In those areas, it is the reverse. Self. I want to pay myself quickly before they get rid of me. How can we get rid of that mentality? To Dr. Inga Sandy, of course, you've given a big mantra. I could remember when you were the Minister of Trade, we brought so many agreements here. We have put so many factories. Now you have more umbrella, you have a bigger umbrella to market Sierra Leone. How can you make it plus, if not plus, for Sierra Leone, so we can have more investors? With all the distraction, with all those who are promising to destabilize the state. To them, we say our ambition and what we stand for is far better than what they think they can do. We are prepared to defend the state and to make sure Sierra Leone is safe for everybody and encourage investors to come to the country. It will pay us because it is not how much tax you receive. The activities of business people within the country will provide employment for the youth. Because if they are employed, they have a means of engagement. Trust me, it will be difficult to see a youth who is employed to engage in the activities of those that are taking booze and other harmful substances. But if they are not engaged, they are in ghettos, anybody can use them for anything. So let us see how best we can, if you and Emerson can collaborate. He is there and you are bringing investors. The Minister of Labour plays a key role. The Minister of Labour, how can we get, though he is not here, but I know this message will meet him, how can we get our youth enrolled into these companies that are coming into the country? They bring expatriates here. We have them. We have people with double PhD, or those PhDs no matter. They bring somebody with masters, they pay him in dollars. We have our citizens that are qualified, have the requisite knowledge. They pay them in pittance, or they work under those people they import here. I call them importees. Mr. Speaker, without much ado, to the nominee to Qatar, I think this is one of the best relations we've established. Qatar is a good country. It's a country that has supported Sierra Leone. I remember visiting Qatar with the former Minister of Education. So many opportunities. Leaders across the world goes to Qatar. How can we incorporate their ideas in the gas sector, gas and oil sector, to Sierra Leone? And how soon will this be? It depends on how you go out there and scout. It depends on how you want to go out of your comfort zone to sell the beauty of Sierra Leone to those Qataris. I know you can do it. To those that might have not commented on, I promise you, we will support you, and I care about your nomination. I wish you all well in your various offices, and may Almighty Allah provide wisdom and guidance to Sierra Leone and all Sierra Leoneans that live well for this nation. Thank you.
I thank the Honorable Member for his contribution. Honorable Lady, will you kindly identify yourself?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Juliana Alimatu Fatoma from Kenima District.
Very good.
Thank you.
So you are my last speaker for the day.
Thank you so much. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I join my colleagues to thank the President for his thank you. I join my colleagues to thank the President for his good work for this country. He has done a lot for the youth of this country, taking them internationally for education, and the likes. But I really want to zoom in on the ambassadors. Really, like the deputy leader said, he wants you to bring in engineers to work in this country. I want to change that narrative a little bit. I would like you people to be taking some of the youth internationally to learn trades that will be of this country, Sierra Leone. We know they have a lot of technologies out there that we don't have. But by looking into some of these youths, you take them out to learn this engineering, to learn how to do certain things other people do we cannot do. And then when they come in, they will train others so that our country will set up a committee that will be like outside. Another thing I want to talk about the ambassadors out there. We have a lot of people traveling these days. Sierra Leoneans never wanted to travel, but we have them traveling out these days. And immigration laws for some countries is very rigid. And sometimes we go because of not much education, like the business people. They invested a lot of embarrassment out there. So I would ask you people, if you can only create a form so certain airlines, when they are traveling, they can have the numbers, contacts for the embassy, I think that will be fine. Because if they don't have that and they travel out there and they get a problem, they have nobody to talk to. That's why some people have suffered a lot out there. And I want to zoom in on the ambassador for Qatar. I like that. I'm so happy. I have been to Qatar once. I know what I went through. My sister worked in Qatar in the United Nations Hospital. I know how I suffered there. So please, look out for especially these youth, these young ones. They take them from here and they take them to Qatar or other places to work. And the job they are doing out there, they are not even paying them for that. And some of them have been misused by people they work for. So please, I know the embassy has a lot of job to do out there, but if you can just add that so that Sierra Leoneans traveling will be safe. And for the ambassador for China, you have a very large country that you are dealing with. And at least they have a lot of fine things we like they bring to our country. And the traders are going in and out every day. I am praying because I saw a video where a Nigerian was maltreated. Well, I don't know what happened. I can't go in there. But I am just saying, if we have a way to support our travelers so that they will not have such problems outside the country. And I want to thank His Excellency for the free quality education. I can see all the young ladies and young boys want to be educated these days. They really go in for that. And I want you people to use that educated people to go out and learn something to bring to this country so that this country will benefit from that. I join my colleagues that we all join hands and look into the educational problem that happened this year. I saw a small lady crying that her result was seized. I think that is bringing a lot of broken hearts to some of the children. So we look into that. For other nominees, I can see the faces of them, educated, their certificates read here. I know they can do a good job. I know they're going to work for this country. His Excellency is very smart to take people for these jobs. And most of them they can really deliver very well. So I thank you all for going in for these jobs that you can do. And I pray that you do it very well. Like the mama was talking to the minister about Rutai. Ruta has been the director for Ruta. Ruta has been a very serious problem. She mentioned somebody that was my cousin, Bobaka. Ruta was a very big problem. And the economy for this country comes in from places like that. People were like complaining, they take my land, they never paid me. Some people were complaining that I have worked, I'm not getting a good job. I'm not getting a good pay. So please, we are all working in the interest of Sierra Leoneans. And we really want these Sierra Leoneans to feel like they are really in their homes, so that all they do, they get something for it. Finally, I want to talk to everybody in this house. I want to talk to everybody in this house about women in power, empowerment. Women in power. The women in power, there is a little bit of pulling down from us. So we pray that men sitting here will give us a little bit support, not only in here, but also outside this place. We need to be supported. It's not everything we have to say here, but please watch out for us. I thank you all for listening. And I thank Mr. Speaker for giving me this opportunity to join my voice for other people. I thank you very much.
I thank the Honorable Lady for her contribution to this important debate. We'll now wind up this debate and bring it to a close. Over to you, acting leader of the
Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank His Excellency for picking wonderful people, and wish you guys the best of luck in all your journey. With the ambassadors, I'd just like to be very, very short. I'd like to talk to Mr. Ahmed Tijan Faludin about going to Qatar. You have a lot of work in your hands because of all the domestic workers that we have in Qatar. We have over 175,000 Africans in Qatar, the domestic workers, that when they go to these countries, their passports are taken. And most of these embassies cannot keep up with all the domestic workers that are in Qatar. As you know, 2017, Qatar passed the domestic law about the kafala system, that you cannot overwork certain workers over 10 hours a day, because most of them were being worked up to 18 hours a day. So I hope that you're ready for this, because a lot of our sisters over there, they're being abused. They're being, hot water's being thrown at their faces. They're being raped. And they don't have nowhere to cry to, nowhere to call. They cannot call back home. The embassies are not taking their situations very seriously. So you have that task on your hands to protect our sisters that are over there. You have to protect our people. And also to the Director General of the NMA, our waters. These illegal mining companies put mercury that mining for gold. They put mercury in our waters. And these waters affect our ecosystem. People eat the fish that come from the water that's polluted with mercury. And affects our people that on the provinces. They don't even know why they're getting sick. Again, I just want to thank His Excellency for these 5 nominees, and I hope and I pray that God will guide you guys for the betterment of our country. I know it's not an easy task, but I know that, and I pray that you guys will do the best for our country. Thank you very much.
I thank the honorable member of the opposition. Now over to you, acting leader of government.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to begin by thanking all members of Parliament who have contributed to this debate. Mr. Speaker, in my capacity, I want to recognize the Director General of NAFI, Mr. Fuakabo, and Mr. Babadi Kaba. I'm coming from who? Mr. Speaker, honorable members, these two gentlemen are responsible for the 12 members of Parliament from who in this Parliament. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we have presented to this House nominees by His Excellency the President, the Committee on Appointments. We've done our due diligence in terms of them on votes. Questions we are asked, we are impressed, we are satisfied. That is why as a committee we presented them. Mr. Speaker, in the last meeting, I told some of the appointees that when you have an opportunity, you should use it cautiously. Because tomorrow, these are transitional offices we occupy. Mr. Speaker, today we have been presented with one former minister and one former board chairman. Before now, the Minister of Trade in the last dispensation, Dr. Inga Sandi, pioneered the NID bill in this Parliament. He was providing oversight, he was providing supervision for the NID. Today is in charge of implementing the NID Act. So, Mr. Speaker, today you can be in charge. Tomorrow some other person will be in charge. So when you are given responsibility, you should handle that responsibility with caution. You should treat people well. Few weeks before now, the man went to NMA, was the chairman of the board. He was given instructions to the Director General. Today he's the Director General, taking instructions from the new chairman. So when you are given responsibility, treat your subordinates with the utmost respect it deserves. As board members, I always see board members, these are our positions, even as members of Parliament. Today we are members of Parliament, down the line will be board members, down the line will be ministers. So when we occupy these offices, we should treat our subordinates with respect, we should treat them with the utmost respect which that should be given to them. So the appointees, all of you, please go make His Excellency proud, make this Parliament proud, and make the people of Sierra Leone proud. Because His Excellency has decided to bring you on board to join him in achieving his agenda. Excuses will not be tolerated. I have said times without number that the next election is going to be a transitional election. This election that was held in 2023, we had an incumbency advantage. The next election with a new man is leading the ship. So if you don't perform, you'll be disappointing not only His Excellency the President, but the very party that is in government. Please perform for us, because we are under pressure. We all know the economic situation. Of course, the man went to NME, Mr. Speaker. I'm very happy to see as the chairman of OBA, Old Boys Association. Congratulations on behalf of OBA. We wish you well. We hope you perform. We hope you perform. Most boys can perform. Even when you are old, you are always a boy. So to the man going to China, of course, we know you have the experience. You've been an ambassador to schools. You have been recalled again to go to China and perform. His Excellency rely on you, because China is a big economy. When in the area of trade, we expect you to perform. Bring more goodies to Sierra Leone. We have benefited a lot from China and we want to benefit more. Qatar is good. Qatar, a lot of trainings for our young people. Of course, it has been said that we have people living here to Qatar for job opportunities. Some of them are sexually harassed. Some of them are slaves. Please make sure, look for them. Make sure we do laws again that will protect our Sierra-Leoneans and go to Qatar. You are all very, very important. The demand of aid. I know this Parliament will be visiting at this. We have visited at this before now. I will visit at this. We expect the best reception. We expect that you use your diplomatic experience to work with your colleagues at African Union and CEU. We are all very important. Of course, the mandate of the Teaching Service Commission, Mr. Speaker, is no secret. All of us, Sierra Leoneans, we have problems, especially those coming from the rural areas. We have people who go to our communities, they get inputs, and they come to the big town. We are struggling with, we have community teachers without no pay. We have people who have taught for so much, for so long, and they have not been approved. You have a lot in your hands. Please go perform for us, make us proud, make this parliament proud, make the community proud, and make Sierra Leone proud. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, all members of Parliament.
Move.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I move that the 8th report. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I move that the 8th report of the first session of the 6th Parliament of the Committee on Appointment and the Public Service be adopted by the House and that the recommendations contained therein be approved.
Thank you. Honorable members, the question is that the 8th report of the first session of the 6th Parliament of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service be adopted by this House and that the recommendations contained therein be approved. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
Motion of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service has been approved.
Honorable members, it's now my singular privilege and honor to join the chorus of approval and congratulations that all of you have expressed for our nominees. Amongst them, I can see youthful energy, enthusiasm, but above all, and this really gives me a sense of satisfaction, but I can also see experience in their midst. The two are inseparable companions: energy, youthful energy, and experience. If we should advance the development of this country, the two are inseparable companions. They must go hand in hand. And like you, I have no doubt in the capacity of our nominees to deliver. And that is the most important thing. They've been appointed by His Excellency the President to deliver on behalf of the state. And we all join His Excellency in saying by approving them, we naturally expect the most from them. We hope they will give their all and they will live up to the expectation and the confidence that has been reposed in them. We wish them well in their new endeavors. We'll be reading about them very shortly in the media, about their achievements. There is a lot we can gain. If a country can feed its 1.3 billion mouths, there is a lot we can expect from that country to aid and abet and advance our own program of Feed Sierra Leone in this second and last term of His Excellency the President. So we hold that very high hopes. I think we cannot hide that from you. We go in with those high hopes we go in with our great expectation and our best wishes for your success. Thank you, and God bless, and Godspeed to all of you. Now, with that, honorable members, I'll stand the House down for 10 minutes. For reasons you may very well
now
expect and suspect.
Parliament just done approve all the appointees. Then this Unity Broadcasting as we go down now for 10 minutes. We tell them all plenty thank you as we come online back later in the day.